Take a look at these two objects. One of them is completely real and the other one was created entirely using AI. Can you tell actually which one is which? Creating a good looking 3D model is not difficult anymore. Almost every AI tool can generate something that looks impressive from a distance. But the real test begins the moment you start zooming in, and that's where most AI generated 3D models completely fall apart. Leather turns into a bloody surface, fabric loses all of its woven structure, stone suddenly looks flat, tree bark becomes smooth, and skin starts looking like plastic. And looking realistic from far away is easy, but surviving a cinematic close-up is the hard part. I'm going to create every single one inside Hyper3D Rodin Gen 2.5 using its world-first 12K texture workflow. The goal is not just to create something that's look good in a thumbnail, is to see if AI can recreate these textures faithfully enough to become production-ready assets for games, films, advertisements, and cinematic scenes. So without wasting any time, let's find out. Okay, so the first test is leather. At first glance, leather does not seem that complicated. Most people just see a brown surface, right? But once you move in close, you notice tiny grain patterns, small wrinkles, and this is why leather is such a great realism test. A normal AI model might understand the word leather, but can it understand the specific leather? So to give the AI the best reference, I captured a close-up shot from multiple angles. Inside Rodin, I first generate an extreme high geometric model as the physical foundation. Then I enable micro detail mode for sculptable surface detail. And there is one crucial UI mechanic to understand here. Clicking micro place it inside the prompt box, but it has not actually been applied yet. You have to confirm the geometry and hit redo to regenerate the model. That redo step is what actually looks in the micro detail. After generating, I zoom all the way into the spec the physical geometry before generating materials. Extreme high can generate detailed textures and model with up to 10 million polygons. Yes, and for geometry you can choose either 2 million or 10 million polygons to improve quality. I will stick with 2 million for now since I will use 12K later to check the generated details. Only after checking the mesh do I generate the extreme high 12K 3D native PBR texture, and the leather gains real depth, grain, soft roughness, and natural light response, and most importantly it survived the extreme zoom test, and that's pretty awesome. Alright, now for the second challenge we have chosen fabric, and this is one of the most hardest materials for AI because fabric is not just color, it's structure. Every thread has direction, every waves create micro shades, and the surface blends, folds, and catches light differently across every section. You can simply paint a pattern onto an object and call it fabric. So I capture a close-up reference for a heavily textured piece of fabric, showing the weave direction and small imperfections. Inside Rodin, I follow the exact same workflow. Extreme high geometry come first, then micro detail mode, and again after confirming the geometry, I execute the mandatory redo step so the micro detail is applied. I inspect the raw geometry up close before moving on to generate the final 12K 3D native PBR texture. And this is where 12K resolution shines, giving you total freedom when editing, relighting, or adding cinematic camera movements, because in the production work, every tiny threads and wave matters when the camera gets close. Alright, so after this, third come up is stone, a material our eyes instantly recognize. If it's too smooth, it looks fake. If cracks are missing, it feels artificial. Real stone is not perfect. It has chipped edges, scratches, uneven roughness, and years of natural weathering that tells a story. In Rodin, I generated the extreme high geometry, enabled micro detail mode, ran the redo step to rebuild the mesh, and zoomed all the way into spec the untextured surface structure. And once confirmed, I generated the extreme high 12K 3D native PBR texture. And the surface immediately gained physical weight, deep cracks, and natural light reactivity, preserving the warm edge and authentic character need for cinematic production. And as you can see, it's really awesome. Alright, the fourth challenge might be the most unpredictable, that is tree bark. And as you know, nature does not follow strict patterns. Every tree grows differently, featuring deep ridges, thin cracks, broken edges, and organic randomness. Most AI generators tend to simplify this complexity and smooth everything out. Zooming into my reference photo almost looked like a mountain landscape with deep valleys. To rebuild this inside Rodin, I started with extreme high geometry, enabled micro detail mode, excluded the redo generation step, and zoom in to verify that the geometry alone could hold those tiny surface variations. And only then did I generate the extreme high 12K 3D native PBR texture. The bark stopped feeling like a flat texture wrap around a mesh because the material is generated directly on the 3D surface. The layered roughness, dark groups, and broken edge stay seamless from every rotation's angle. And as you can see, for AI, it's really impressive. And now finally, we reach the hardest test of all, and that is human skin. And this is where realism either works box of completely falls apart because human eyes are hypersensitive to unnatural skin. If it's too much, it looks like plastic. If it's too sharp, it looks artificial. Real skin has tiny pores, fine lines, soft color transitions, and microstructure that scatter light. So I capture a close-up reference of human skin under natural lighting, showing clear pore structure and fine texture. In Rodin, I generated extreme high geometry, enabled micro detail mode, executed the redo step, and verified the untextured geometry up close. Finally, I applied the extreme high 12K native PVR texture, and as you know, skin is not just color, it's structure. The physical geometry from micro detail and the lightning response from the 12K PVR texture work together to ensure the pores and surface details remain visible and realistic even during extreme camera close-ups. And as you can see, it's really impressive. And okay, now after testing 5 completely different real-world materials, one thing is clear: AI 3D generation is no longer just about making something that looks impressive in a thumbnail. The real benchmark is what happens after you zoom in. The standardized 4-step workflow remains identical for every asset. Start with extreme high geometry to build a strong foundation, enable micro detail mode for sculpt reverse surface detail, regenerate redo to fully apply the mesh details, apply the extreme high 12K 3D native PVR texture so the material wraps naturally around the model. And when you combine those steps, the final results hold up under dynamic lighting, camera movements, and extreme close-ups. So which one of these 5D creations passed your zoom test? What is the leather, fabric, stone, tree back, or skin? Comment below and let me know which models look the most realistic to you. And if you want to try this workflow for yourself, check out Hyper3D Rodin Generation